again. It's time to pay rent again on Saturday. You see that? That's why I always tell people, take your time when you are trying to search for an apartment. When I tell you that the 30th, the 31st, 28th, 29th, the end of the month, beginning of the month comes so fast. You blink, it's time to pay rent again. And if you already, with your checks that you get in a month, can't even afford last month's rent, don't think you finna be able to get ahead, let alone be able to maintain paying rent at nobody's apartment complex. Base rent, yeah, that's the least of your worries. You need to literally find out, how much am I going to be paying in that portal? Or how much am I getting this cashier's check / money order for at the beginning of the month? What is the total dollar amount that I got to come out of pocket that I owe that leasing office? And that's how you'll know if you can afford to live somewhere. These apartment complexes have a base rent, and then the fees and taxes and all this other stuff added on is an additional $500. And then you wonder why you move in and you start to try to decorate a little bit, and what do you know? Your bank account is hollering. Your bank account, you done paid prorated rent. You done paid the first month's rent. Oh, well, now guess what? You can't even furnish the apartment, Cora. Did you show them your bracelet, Cora? WWJD. Get focused. Have a plan. Plan your work your plan. Do the numbers. If you cannot afford it, then maybe it's not for you.
Maybe I'm spoiled, but hear me out. I just feel like every apartment should come with Wi-Fi. Like, it just should. Like, am I crazy? Because if I gotta pay all these fees, I gotta pay the move-in fee, I gotta pay the security deposit, I gotta pay the admin fee, let alone the fee to pay for the application to even apply for the apartment. I gotta pay the trash fee, I gotta pay community fees, I gotta pay every fee known to man, living fee, a breathing fee, a pet fee, a pool fee, a maintenance fee, a amenity fee. I gotta pay every fee under the sun. And you mean to tell me you can't give me Wi-Fi in an apartment that I already pay over $2 for a month? That's what you're telling me? I just feel like that should be included. Like, is that too much to ask? I don't know.
We're here again. We're here again. I'm a licensed therapist of 22 years, and things in the US couldn't possibly be worse. Let me give you an example, okay? So today I happened to be sitting in my own waiting room. I own a group practice, and there were probably 8 to 9 people sitting in the waiting room waiting for their appointments. And one person happened to start a conversation, which almost never happens in the waiting room. Most people just sit there kind of silently waiting for their clinician. But this person started off a conversation, and it sparked this whole thing about how depressed and anxious and broke everyone is. And that therapy, while great and helpful and wonderful, is barely scratching the surface. I could relate to everything that everybody was saying in my waiting room. Everything is bad. And I'm not exaggerating. This is not hyperbolic. Our healthcare, our taxes, our grocery prices, gas costs are unaffordable. We cannot afford to live in this country unless you're in the top percent. The average person in the US cannot afford to exist. I'm not totally sure how we dig out of this hole. All I know is that we sounded the alarm bells. We are here in spite of that. And it is awful. It's awful.
The cost of living in Ohio is getting more and more expensive each day. There is no reason why. I just had to spend $600 on my electricity bill for 1 month. And then our Senator John Husted says that we just need to make more money, and that Ohioans who are financially struggling are just not experienced at navigating the real world, whatever that means. Rent is through the roof. Gas is through the roof. Groceries are high. Clothes are high. Even ice cream is expensive. It's getting ridiculous. And I know I'm not the only one who deals with this, because all of my family, all of my friends are also dealing with this here in Ohio. Are y'all seeing anything that is crazy high right now? I mean, I know we all are dealing with the gas prices, but I don't know, is anybody else's electricity super high? I've never had to pay $600 for 1 month of electricity. The rent prices in Ohio, in Stark County, are rising quicker than wages. How are we raising the rent but not the wages? It doesn't make sense to me. This is affecting real families in our communities. We need to be calling our representatives and telling them to do better. This is ridiculous.
My rent is increasing by $94 a month. I'm currently at $2,142 a month that I pay, and it will be increasing to $2,236. And to make matters worse, because it couldn't just be the rent that's increasing, right? So it's time to renew my health insurance. My health insurance is increasing by $197 a month, you guys. So currently, every 2 weeks, I spend $81 to my insurance premium. So that's $162 a month. Y'all, why is it increasing to $179.50 every single time I get paid? And I get paid bi-weekly. That's $359 a month. So all in all, my monthly expenses are about to increase by $291. That is crazy. And unfortunately, yes, I'm complaining about it, but I have to come up with a plan to account for damn near $300. So here's my game plan. I'm going to switch from T-Mobile to Mint Mobile, and that should save me hopefully about $85 a month. I'm currently spending $100 on my phone bill. I can get that down to $15 a month. I'm also canceling some subscriptions. So I did cancel 2, and that's going to give me $20 extra a month. So we're at $100, okay? We're at $100 so far. And last but not least, I think it's time for me to start shopping around for other car insurances to see if I can get cheaper rates. Right now, I pay my car insurance every 6 months, and for 2 cars, I spend about $1,700 every 6 months. I'm gonna see if I can get that number closer to $1,500. And outside of that, I just won't be able to invest as much as I would like to. That means I'm gonna continue working overtime because investing right now is a priority for me. But this is a blowout.